Check, check. Check, 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 check. All right, good afternoon, evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mount St. Joseph Sports Network. My name is Blake Watson, Mount St. Joseph Sports Information Director, here to bring you some Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference matchup basketball. Tonight, the Bluffton Beavers come into the Harrington Center to take on your Mount St. Joseph Lions in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference season opener for both squads. The Lions come into this game 4-3 after a non-conference season, finishing that up last Wednesday with a win over Wittenberg here at the Harrington Center. And Bluffton comes in with a 1-4 record. The Lions come into this matchup fueled by the momentum of a hard-fought victory over Wittenberg. Key players Josh Batey, Luke Collinsworth, and Elijah Jones were instrumental in that previous game, contributing for a combined 48 of the team's 72 points. Their performance will be crucial again as the Lions aim to set the tone early and sustain some offensive pressure. Strong free throw shooting was also a highlight for the Lions in their last outing. Team converted 80% of their free throw opportunities in that game. Lions must uphold their defensive intensity as well, particularly against Bluffton standout guards. Although Michael Stammen, I believe, will not play tonight after scoring 23 in their game against Kenyon. A homecoming of sorts for one of the Bluffton players. Kelvin Turner returns to the Harrington Center after transferring out after his freshman year. Kelvin is a streaky shooter that is fully capable of putting up big points and did put up big points in this gym as a freshman. I remember the Lions being on the road at Anderson. His freshman year, they were down like 12 in the second half. Kelvin got hot. He scored 12 straight points, got the Lions back in it. They won the game. Very streaky shooter, capable of putting up big points. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First up for Bluffton. They will start number 0, a sophomore guard from Erlanger, Kentucky, right across the river, Ian Snelling. A sophomore guard from Kenton, Ohio, 6'3", Nevin Robson, my apologies. A 5'11", graduate student guard from Chicago, Illinois, Miles Thomas. A 6'3", junior forward from Delaware, Ohio, Sahir Sumner. And a 6'3" guard from right here in Cincinnati, Ohio, a CCU Tiffin transfer, or Cincinnati Christian High School Tiffin transfer, number 34, Cam Rogers. Bluffton comes into this game averaging 72 points a game while surrendering 84.5. The Beavers are shooting 43% from the field on the season, 36% from three, while surrendering 51% from the field, 36% from three. The Lions will answer under Toby Kerrigan with freshman guard Elijah Jones, 6'1", out of South Lebanon, Ohio. A 6-foot senior guard from Cincinnati, Ohio, Taylor High School, Josh Batey. A 6'4" junior forward from Cleves, Ohio, went to Elder High School, number 13, Matthew Menninger. Another freshman 6-foot guard from Dayton, Ohio, Alter High School, number 14, Joe Brand. And the man in the middle, 6'7", post player from East Central High School, Big Luke Collinsworth. Again, Lions come in 4-3. They are 4-1 in the Harrington Center, 0-2 away. They are led in scoring by Luke Collinsworth. Luke is averaging 14.9 points per game, along with 7.9 rebounds per game. Lions as a team are averaging 72 points on the nose per game, while surrendering 70.43. They come into this game shooting 43% basically on the season and 33% from three. As they stated in the other read, they shot 80% from the free throw line in the last game, come in shooting 71% for the season. The big thing for the Lions today will be the rebound margin. They average getting beat on the boards by 1.6 rebounds a game, but Bluffton does not run out a lot of big players. Hopefully Luke Collinsworth will be able to handle the rebounding for the Lions. Once again, Batey, Menninger, Brand, Jones, and Collinsworth for the Lions, and Snelling, Turner, Sumner, Rogers, and Robson. I believe I have a wrong roster number for Mr. Yeah, I do not have, just looking. So let's go through Bluffton's lineup again. I was printed last year's roster. Had to check on that. My apologies for stepping away, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure our PA announcer knew that he had the wrong roster as well. We printed out the 23-24 Bluffton roster from the website instead of the 24-25. So, again, they will go with a junior guard from Erlanger, Kentucky, Ian Snelling. A junior guard, 6'1", from Lakota West High School, the Mount St. Joe transfer, Kelvin Turner. Sahir Sumner will play 6'3", forward from Delaware, Ohio. Nevin Robson, a 6'4" guard from Kenton, Ohio. And a 6'3" guard, Cam Rogers from Cincinnati Christian here in Cincinnati. All right, we are just short of tip-off. We'll step away while they bring you the national anthem, and we'll be back with all the action here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, we're back here as Russ Breedy, PA announcer, brings you the starting lineups for tonight's contest. Again, I will go through them one more time now that we got these things figured out. For the Lions, Josh Patay, Matthew Menninger, Joe Brand, Elijah Jones, and Luke Collinsworth. For Bluffton, Snelling, Turner, Sumner, Rogers, and Robson. We are about to get underway here from the Harrington Center. Again, my name is Blake Watson, Mount St. Joseph Sports Information Director. And you are joining us live on the Mount St. Joseph Sports Network. So, Bluffton comes into this game. Their leading scorer is Nevin Robson, 14.4 points per game. Does that shooting 37.5% from three and 66% from the field. Those are big numbers for the Bluffton junior. So in the middle, we will have Luke Collinsworth and Cam Rogers to tip it. We are about to get underway here from the Harrington Center. Our official is having a conversation with Josh Batey. Not sure what we're waiting on. He heads in. Collinsworth wins a tip and gets it back to Menninger, who hands it off to Josh Batey. Lions open the game with the ball. They move it right to left on your screen. Over to Brand. Brand dips it into Menninger. Menninger dips around back out to Brand. Collinsworth dribble handoff with Brand. Brand around the top to Batey. Batey gets it to Collinsworth. Lions using all the shot clock here. Batey thinks about the three. He steps back and he rolls it off the front of the rim. The rebound goes to Rogers for Bluffton. They come the other way. Turner leading the charge. Gets it into the corner to Snelling. Snelling back to Turner. Coach pointing out what he wants his Beavers to do. Bluffton in their purple uniforms. Lions in their home grays. This is Sumner on the block. Gets in a little bit of trouble. Kicks it out to Turner. He'll take the deep three, and he misses it. Bluffton comes down with the rebound. That's Sumner. Sumner puts it back up, and good. That's something you can't do if you're the Lions. Can't be out-rebounded here today by Bluffton. Lions push it quickly. Matthew Menninger into Collinsworth. Collinsworth lays it up and in. 2-2 here on the MSJ Sports Network. Bluffton is going to run. Robson comes the other way. Robson, a big guard, being guarded by Menninger. Trying to take Matt down to the post. Goes to that right hand. Is blocked by Menninger. Gets the rebound. Goes up again. And Menninger does a good challenge. Comes down with the board. Bluffton knocks it away out of bounds. Coach Kerrigan having a conversation with one of our officials here. Bluffton in there. Looks like a bit of a man-to-man press here. Batey going to walk it up against Robson. Bluffton looks like they're looking to jump this thing. Gets it off to Jones. Jones into the front court to Brand. Brand the three. Short. Turner down with the board for Bluffton. Bluffton goes the other direction. Turner being guarded by Brand now. Gets it off to Sumner. Sumner hands it back off to Turner. Turner gets downhill. He'll go to the free throw line after being fouled by Joe Brand. Turner, an 82% free throw shooter on the season, 9 of 11 in his limited free throw attempts. Turner shoots and rims out. Get a second opportunity here. Check in on the women's game happening at Bluffton here in minutes. Turner makes the second. Brando inbound. Robson guards the inbounder. Gets it into Jones. Trap quickly from Bluffton. Bluffton unable to get the ball away. Brand gets it off to Jones. Jones crosses the timeline with 2 seconds to spare. Jones to Collinsworth at the elbow. Collinsworth has a major size advantage over Sumner. Switch. Robson out guarding him. They're going to double the post all night, I think. They don't get there early enough. Collinsworth goes up with the left hand, unable to get it to go. Sumner down with the board, goes the other way quickly. Dribble handoff to Turner. Turner misses the three. Another offensive rebound for Bluffton. We'll get a jump ball. Should have been a travel. Jump ball, the possession arrow favors the Beavers. They get it back with 18 on the shot clock. Robson to inbound, gets to Turner. Turner gets it off to Sumner. Sumner to Robson. Robson trying to get downhill. It's cut off by Menninger and blocked the second time. And Menninger comes out with this time. Batey going the other way. The Lions do not have the numbers, so they wisely pull it back out and set up the offense. Batey left elbow. Looking into the post for Collinsworth. Good job by Sumner there to get up the line, prevent that inbound pass. Jones catches the top of the key. Step back three around the screen from Collinsworth. Doesn't get it. Lions fighting for the rebound. Rogers did a good job there of getting that board and throwing it off of Menninger. Bluffton has the narrow 1 point lead going the other direction. Turner around a screen, gets downhill, kicks it to Robson. Robson once again tries to get into the paint. Lions get away with some contact there, but Robson misses it. Manager comes down with the rebound. Elijah Jones gets downhill. Back to Manager, who's trailing. Bang! Matthew Manager for 3 for the Lions. Lions take the 2-point lead. Bluffton goes the other way. This is Turner. Turner off to Snelling. Snelling dribble handoff back to Turner. Turner going to try to get downhill. Pulls it back. A little dribble pull up there by Rogers. Gets it to go, and we are all tied here at the 16-16 mark. Brand back to Bate. Bate is going to get it across to Jones. Coach Kerrigan barking out orders to his team. Kick ball. We'll get our first media timeout of the evening here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, we are back here on the MSJ Sports Network. Neither team made a change during that first timeout. Lions have the ball. It's in the hands of Josh Bate. Bate, dribble handoff with Collinsworth. Gets to the rim, and he will get fouled on his way to the rim. That foul will go on number 12, Sahir Sumner. So Josh Bate will go to the line to shoot a pair. Good job by Josh there to get around the screen, get downhill. Josh comes into this game a 76% free throw shooter on the year, 16 of 21, and he makes the first. Bate coming off of his career-high 17-point game in the win over Wittenberg, and he makes the second after it rolls around. Lions will go to that press they use after made free throws. A little bit of token pressure, and they typically drop into a 2-3 zone out of it. And it looks like they will. Robson has it between the circles. Gets it off to Sumner. Sumner into Rogers. Rogers looking for the backdoor pass. Gets it to Snelling. Snelling gets Menninger in the air. Gets it off to Robson, being guarded by Joe Brand on the elbow. Sumner in the paint, being guarded by Jones. Nice spin move to the left hand for Sumner. Lays it up and in. That's a really good move from Sahir Sumner. We're going to get a foul as Josh Bate is taken down in the backcourt. That'll go against Nevin Robson, his first. Team's second. The Lions will get another 10 to get it across. Jones has it. Getting downhill, trying to beat the press on his own. Robson backs off, and he'll cross the timeline with a couple of seconds to spare. Dribble handoff, Collinsworth and Brand. Jones off to Menninger. Lays it into Collinsworth. Collinsworth lays it up and in. Nice entry pass there for Menninger. Good job by the big fella to get himself right and lay it up and in. Robson comes the other way with it now. Picked up at half court by Menninger. This is Rogers off to Snelling. Snelling around the screen, into the paint, gets it off to Sumner. Sumner goes up and under, lays it up and in. Ties the score at 9. Bate in a little bit of a tough spot, picks it up. They got to go quickly. Going to have trouble getting it across here, and they do. Jones has it barely across the timeline in time. Collinsworth has it at the elbow. Puts his shoulder down, tries to get in. Brand from the left elbow, misses bad Robson comes down with the board, throws it up to the top to Snelling. That's a foul. It happened right in front of an official. He's still fouling him. That was not good. Coach Kerrigan is incensed. That foul happened right in front of him, right in front of the official, and it was not called. That's not a good look. So Caden Slusher checks in for Bluffton. Lions answer with Michael Loftus and Jason Lavender. So Slusher has it in the back court. He's going to be guarded by Loftus. Gets it to Robson at the elbow. Robson puts his shoulder down. Menninger in good defensive position. Robson lays it up with the left-handed in. Loftus gets it in. Good press in the backcourt. It's another foul missed, but a steal for Robson. Goes up to Duncan and does. And then taps the out of bounds. Should have been a delay of game. The Lions almost turn it over in the backcourt. 13-3. 13:33 on the clock. We're trying to figure out what the shot clock should be. Having a long conversation here with our officials. This Bluffton press has got the Lions. So we'll set 27 seconds back on the shot clock. Lions will have 7 seconds to get it across the timeline. It's off of Rogers, out of bounds. We're resetting the shot clock again. Loftus gets it in the backcourt. He'll get it across. Lions a little discombobulated with this Bluffton press. Loftus around a screen from Collinsworth. Pitches it back to the big fella. Jones gets it into Luke in the post. Sumner to Jones to Loftus. Loftus penetrates, kicks to Jones. Jones misses off the back iron. Rogers comes down with the board. He pushes it the other way quickly. Goes all the way to the rim. Misses the layup. Nobody stops the ball. Coach Kerrigan's not happy. Lavender has it coming across the timeline. Lavender has it right elbow. Lavender gets downhill, kicks it. Menninger in the corner. Back to Jones, to Loftus. Loftus from three. Misses it long. Rogers comes down with another rebound. His fourth already in the ballgame. Slusher brings it across. Gets it to Rogers, top of the key. Little 5-up action. Slusher head fakes, gets downhill. Nice backdoor bounce pass to Snelling, who lays it up and in. Loftus beats the press, has it knocked away. Rogers grabs it. It'll be a jump ball in favor of the Lions. We have a couple of subs as Joe Brand checks back in for the Lions. And William Layfield checks in for Bluffton. Brand will inbound. Gets it into Loftus, it looks like. Yeah, he does. Collinsworth elbow. Puts his head down, gets to the front of the rim, and is smacked by Sumner on his way there. That'll be Sumner's second foul, so he'll likely have to go to the bench. And he will. Coach Clark looks down his bench and calls for Abalaji Monk. Or no, my apologies. It's J.D. Stokes. I thought I saw 30, but I saw 50. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Collinsworth made the first. And the second. Braden Miller will check in as Collinsworth will get a quick breath. Bluffton with a 4-point edge with just over 12 minutes to play in the first half. Robson gets it at the timeline. Lions drop into their 2-3 zone. Long three from Slusher, misses it. Rogers goes over top of Loftus and picks it up, and they'll get a foul on Braden Miller, and we'll go to our second media timeout here on the Mount St. Joseph Sports Network. All right, we're back here on the floor for Bluffton is Stokes, Slusher, Layfield, Robson, and Rogers. And for the Lions, it's Miller, Loftus, Menninger, Lavender, and Brand. As Rogers steps to the line, clangs the first one off the back end. Rogers just a 40% free throw shooter on the season, 2 of 5, now 2 of 6 on the year. He also misses the second. Menninger comes down with the board, gets it off to Loftus. Coach Kerrigan yelling for his team to go. Loftus around a screen from Miller. Menninger top of the key. Miller at the elbow, looking for Lavender on the back cut. And that's going to be a foul on Stokes. Menninger will go to the line to shoot a pair. Stokes' first foul. Team's 4th foul. Menninger makes the first. Pulling the Lions to within 3 here with 11:36 to play in the first half. And makes the second. Lions just 3 of 10 from the field, 30%, and 1 of 7 from 3. That 1-3 came from Menninger. Robson has it, crosses the timeline, kicks it off to Layfield. Layfield around a screen from Stokes, tries to make an entry pass. It's stolen by Loftus. Loftus with a nice right-handed dribble move. Kicks it to Lavender. Lavender shoots a 3, misses it right. Robson comes down with the board. Lions are missing good looks right now and not getting second opportunities. Stokes has the top of the key, gets it off to Robson. Robson being guarded by Menninger. Puts his head down, tries to get to the bucket, but has to kick it back out to Rogers. Rogers going to work on Lavender. Gets it out to Robson. Robson is once again blocked by Menninger. That's his 3rd block of the game. Lavender kicks it back to Menninger, gets it back to Lavender in the corner. Lavender misses it short. Menninger down with the offensive board, lays it up with a soft touch, and gets it to go. Great play all around by Matthew Menninger to get the Lions tied back up in this game. Give Menninger 7 in the ball game. Layfield has it left elbow. Kicks it back to Stokes, thinks about a 3, gets it off to Slusher. Slusher thinks about a 3, dribbles into the paint, misses. Miller had the rebound, but Brand ends up coming down with it. Loftus goes the other way. Loftus trying to get downhill on Slusher, bullies him to the front of the rim, lays it up and in. Nice play by Michael Loftus. Layfield shoots a contested 3, gets it to go. They get back in that press off the make. A really nasty collision as Joe Brand goes down hard and Stokes tries to make the steal. That'll be a foul on Stokes. His second already in just a few minutes of work. And checking into the game will be Connor Martin. Brand gets up, he's okay. Snelling also checks back in for Bluffton. Good to see Joe Brand get up after that one. Got hit pretty hard. Stokes is a big kid. Loftus off to Miller. Miller has it. Gets it to Menninger in the post. Menninger goes to work, lays it up and in again. Matthew Menninger putting together a fantastic start to this ball game. Give him 9 points. It's a game high right now. And the Lions have a 1-point lead. Slusher has it. Working around the screen, gets it off the Layfield, who gets downhill into the paint, lays it up, misses, gets his own rebound. He's blocked on his attempt to get it back up by Braden Miller. Lions come down with the board and go the other way. Joe Brand left elbow. Menninger again in the post, now being guarded by Robson. Menninger goes to that right-handed Cook. Give him 11. Matt Menninger with a little flex after making that bucket. Coach Clark answering with Robson, who's a little bit more stout to guard Menninger. Menninger able to go get it again. Snelling has it now, gets it off. This is Slusher around a screen from Snelling. Gets it into the corner to Layfield, who misses the three. Loftus comes down. Coach Kerrigan pointing for this team to run. Loftus gets into the paint. Lavender, Miller around the horn. Menninger has it. Matt around a screen for Miller. Menninger gets into the paint. He'll go to work again. Dips that shoulder down and lays it up again. Matthew Menninger with 13 points. They can't stop him right now, ladies and gentlemen. Slusher being guarded by Loftus. Gets it off to the top of the key. Martin back to Slusher. Slusher around a screen for Martin. Gets downhill, kicks it out to Snelling. Lions defended that well. Robson getting downhill, trying to give Matthew Menninger a piece of his own medicine. He gets fouled by Menninger. Robson will shoot 2 after this media timeout here on the Mount St. Joseph Sports Network. All right, we are back here with 7:47 to play in the first half. Lions lead 23-18. The big story so far is Matthew Menninger, 5 of 5 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3 and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Give him 13 points, go along with 4 rebounds and 3 blocks as Robson steps to the line for Bluffton. Turner has checked back in for Bluffton, and it looks like Brendan Williams, a junior forward from South Bend, will check in for Robson should he make the free throws. Robson buries the first. Steps to the line for the second. And makes the second. He will take a seat. And once again, that is Brendan Williams checking in, the junior 6'4" from South Bend, Indiana. The made free throw allows Bluffton to get back into that press. Jones gets it back to Brand. Brand to Collinsworth. Collinsworth to Brand. Brand to Jones. Lions have numbers now, but they settle. Collinsworth Off to Loftus, around a screen from the big fella. Gets it off to Collinsworth. Collinsworth going to go to work, looking for where the double's going to come from. Gets it up with the right hand, misses. And Martin comes down with the rebound for Bluffton. Good look for Luke, just couldn't get it to go. Slusher kicks it to Snelling. Snelling around a screen from Martin. Gets downhill, tries to make a bounce pass. Got a kick ball there on the lines as the ball hit off of the foot of Elijah Jones. So Bluffton will reset with 20 on the shot clock from underneath their own basket. See what Coach Clark has drawn up for his team. Turner around a screen, gets the ball, right elbow. Tries to make a pass to Slusher. It's taken away by Loftus. Loftus goes to a little Euro step, lays it up and in. Big play for Michael Loftus. Bluffton comes the other way. Snelling with the deep three, misses it. Loftus comes down with the rebound. Loftus giving Coach Kerrigan good minutes. Gets it off to Jones. Jones thought about trying to dunk it, but just lays it up and in. Give Loftus the assist. Mike Loftus has given the Lions really good minutes here in this first half. Matthew Manager got a break here for the Lions. It looks like he's about to check back in, though. Slusher around a screen from Martin, off to Snelling. Snelling trying to work around the screen. Jones does a great job of getting over top. The big kid, that's not Rogers. That's 24, Williams, who lays it up with the left-handed in. Took Joe Brand right to the front of the rim, laid it in. Lions get it in, facing that press. Snelling at the front of it. Brand gets it to Collinsworth. Collinsworth gets it to Brand. Brand gets it across the timeline. Loftus thinks about a three. Gets it back to Luke. Luke will take the three. Misses it short. Martin comes down with the board. Has it taken away by Bate. Brand with the straightaway three. Rolls around. Martin comes down with the board. Joe Brand's really struggling shooting the basketball right now. Got to find a way to get it to go down for him just once. Really good shooter. It's just not going in for him right now. Snelling does a great job of refusing the screen there. Collinsworth does a good job to contest at the rim. Ball goes out of bounds. Back to Bluffton. Manager checks back in as Brand will take a seat. Bluffton will once again inbound from underneath their own basket, this time with just 15 on the shot clock. Slusher will pass it in, looking for Martin. Has to throw way out top to Williams. Williams gets it over to Snelling. Snelling to Rogers in the post. Rogers working on Bate. Josh does a good job of pulling the chair out. Makes a pass. Manager with the steal. Turns it over at midcourt as Snelling takes it away. Snelling travels. Good call there by the officials. As with 5:19 to play, Lions with a 5-point lead. A little bit hectic there for a minute. Both teams with a couple of turnovers. Jones gets it into Manager. Manager back to Jones. Jones to Collinsworth, back to Jones. Lions have found a way to beat that press with some quick passing. Bate has it in the corner. Jones gets it to Collinsworth, top of the key. Off to Jones. Jones will shoot the three. Bang! Elijah Jones for a three. Give the assist to big Luke Collinsworth. Lions starting to make a couple of shots here. Talking to Coach Kerrigan before the game, he thought if they made shots, they'd have a shot to win this ball game. Williams has it. Nice pass to Martin. See who this foul's on. It's on Loftus on the reach. Collinsworth was in good guarding position. Loftus swiped down to knock it away. Martin will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Martin, a 66% free throw shooter on the year, just 2 of 3. Shoots it and misses. Martin eyes it up, shoots the second one, misses it. Collinsworth with a good rebound coming across to go get that. Gets it off to Bate, crosses the timeline. Jones has space, has time, shoots, rims out. Snelling down with the board. Loftus tried to take it away, was unable to. Good strong board from Snelling. Slusher gets it across for Bluffton. Picked up by Loftus. Gets it to Snelling, a little left-handed pass. This is Rogers working against Manager. Drops the shoulder, trying to create space. Manager, good defense. Really good hook shot there by Rogers. Lions get it in. Good pass over the top from Elijah Jones. That's really a great way to beat a press if you can do it. It's dangerous, but if it's an open, it's a good way to beat a press. Jones and Bate running to each other. Jones gets downhill and gets fouled on his way to the rim. It's a good call from the official at the top. The foul go on number 22, Caden Slusher. And after the break, Elijah Jones will be shooting a pair. We are at our under 4-minute media timeout here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, we're back here. Still on the floor for the Lions. Jones, Bate, Menninger, and Collinsworth. Jason Lavender is checked in. For Bluffton, it's Slusher, Snelling, Williams, Robson, who's checked back in, and Rogers. Elijah Jones will step to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Makes the first. Jones is just a 60% free throw shooter on the season, 9 of 15. The young man's way too good of a shooter to shoot 60% from the free throw line. Makes both, and he's climbing that number up a little bit. Lions pick up full court as they always do after a made free throw. Bluffton does a good job of beating it without having to put it on the floor. Williams with a contested corner three. Rebound tipped around. Rogers puts it right back in. Bate has it in a tough spot, kicks it back to Jones. Jones will cross the timeline. Lions with a 6-point lead here as we're under 3.5 to play. Collinsworth does a good job to come get that. Jones thinks about a three, puts it on the floor. Menninger to Collinsworth. Collinsworth dribble, gets it off to Lavender. Looking to get it back into the big fella. Menninger will have to go. Lavender will shoot. Menninger did not get it off. It'll be a shot clock violation on the Lions. Goes down as a team turnover for the Mount. Just their 5th of the ball game. Six-point lead, just over 3 to play. Not a good spot to have a shot clock violation. Lions never really got a really good look at a shot, but got to put something up. This is Slusher with it in the post, being guarded by Bate. Little step back shot, misses. Menninger down with the board. His 5th. Bate gets it across. Matt to Jones. Jones back to Menninger. Menninger puts it on the floor, tries to get into the post. Coach Kerrigan getting after his team. Wants to get it into the post there. Bateo inbound under his basket. Gets it into Collinsworth. 20 on the shot clock. Gets it to Menninger. Dribble handoff with Jones. Looking to get it into Collinsworth, and they do, being guarded by Williams. They double it late. Luke throws it up top. Lions turn it over. Robson off to Snelling, back to Robson. That's not a foul. And there was a little bit of a walk there, we think. So give Robson the layup and good. And he'll go to line and shoot a three. Foul is on Menninger. I believe that's his second. Robson shooting the good old-fashioned three-point play. Brand will check back in. It looks like Turner will check back in for Bluffton. Robson makes it. Brand will give Menninger a break. Coach Kerrigan coaching Matt on what he wants from an inbound pass on the post, or an post pass. Brand will inbound. Gets it into Jones. They quickly double. Gets it back to Brand. Brand with some space. Gets it across to Bate. Bate to Lavender. Lavender to Collinsworth. Collinsworth spins around Williams. Lays it up with the right hand. Is fouled at the rim. Not called. Bluffton has it with an opportunity to tie. Rogers has it. Hands it off to Robson. Robson thinks about a three. Gets downhill. Tries to throw a pass. Misses out of bounds. Lions will get it on the turnover. Lions got to find a way to get some offense now. The manager's on the bench. Lavender has it in the front court. Bluffton goes to trap. Jones to Brand. Brand to Lavender. Collinsworth has it. Back to Lavender. Lavender catch, shoot. Gets the friendly roll, and it goes in. Good to see Jason back. Jason's missed the last couple of games. Gets it to go. Rogers has it, going to work on Collinsworth. Creates some space, lays it on the right hand, misses. Robson down the board. He lays it up and in. Lots of contact on both of those spots. Nothing called. Brand gets it into Lavender. Lavender back to Brand. Lions have done a much better job with this press in the last 8 to 10 minutes. We are under a minute. Turnover at the top of the key. Williams goes the other way. He tries to dunk, and he does. So 51 seconds to play. We have a 2-point game here. Lions lead 35-13. This is what you expect from HCAC basketball. Bate with the step back three. Bang! Josh Bate! Big shot for the Lions. Robson brings it the other way. I think we're going to have a timeout here from Bluffton. Their use or lose timeout here in the first half. We'll step away. This will be a quick one here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, we're back here. Bluffton will inbound as Kelvin Turner will inbound it from right in front of Coach Kerrigan's bench. He'll probably kick it in the backcourt to Robson, and he does. There's about 2.5 seconds between shot and game clock. Bluffton looks content to try to run this thing down for one shot. Robson goes to the back door to Snelling. Gets off Jones's feet. We have a foul in the backcourt on Williams. Joe Brand will go to the line for a 1-and-1 here. That's the 7th team foul on Bluffton. That's Williams' first timeout, team 7th. Brand goes to the line. Brand a 91% free throw shooter on the year, 92, 11 for 12. Hope we avoid the announcer jinx. Brand up, and he missed it. Rogers down with the board, 7 seconds to go for Bluffton to get a shot off. Robson, foul. Oh, Lavender throws it up at the horn. Unable to get it to go. Looked like it had a shot to go. There was definitely a foul there on Robson at the timeline. But either way, we go to halftime, 38-33 in favor of the Lions. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, bring you some first half stats and the second half of action here on the Mount St. Joseph Sports Network. All right, we're back here. Second half getting ready to kick off. We got about 2 minutes left until the second half gets started. Quickly go through some stats. Lions lead this game 38-33. They're shooting 46.4%, 13 of 28 from the field, just 26% from 3, 4 of 15, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. Bluffton with 33 points in that first half, 14 of 32, just under 44% from the field, 1 of 7, 14% from 3, and 4 of 9 from the free throw line. Bluffton holds the rebounding edge, 22-14 in this ball game. Big advantage there. Rogers is the leading rebounder with 7 for Bluffton. Menninger the leading rebounder for the Lions with 5. Matthew Menninger has 13 first half points. Perfect 5 of 5 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Menninger also has a pair of assists and 3 blocked shots. Leading scorer for Bluffton is Robson. He has 11, 4 of 9 from the field, and 3 of 3 from the free throw line to go along with 4 boards, a steal, but he does have 3 turnovers. Lions will start the second half with their starting lineup. Believe Bluffton will do the same. Got about 35 seconds left here to go. Other scorers for the Lions, Elijah Jones has 7, Collinsworth has 6, Bate with 5, Loftus with 4, Lavender with 3. For Bluffton, Rogers has 6, Sumner has 6, Williams has 4, Layfield 3, Snelling 2, Turner 1. Michael Loftus came off the bench, played 10 minutes in that first half and gave the Lions a big lift when he came in. Couple of rebounds, couple of steals, an assist. Played really, really well off the bench for Coach Kerrigan. Michael Loftus has been earning more and more minutes with this Lions ball club as of late. And I think performances like he had in the first half will help him continue to do that. Out there for Bluffton, it is Turner, Robson, Rogers, Sumner, and Snelling. Sumner with those 2 fouls. Sat a bunch there in that first half. So Bluffton's big to have him back. He played just 8 minutes after starting the ball game. Menninger guarding Robson. Robson trying to take him to the front of the rim, lays it up. Menninger goes elbowed in the face on that shot, and he is down. Got a timeout on as Matthew Menninger has been elbowed in the face. Nothing malicious there, I don't think, from Robson. Just trying to go make a move and hits Menninger in the nose. Menninger slow to his feet. He's up. Looks like the officials are going to review that. So we'll step away as this review takes place. So after review, as I thought live, nothing malicious there from Robson. No foul. Jason Lavender checks in for Coach Kerrigan, asking why he didn't get an explanation. Lavender checks in for Menninger. Robson has it. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it to Rogers at the elbow, being guarded by Collinsworth. Turner has it in the handoff. Gets it off to Sumner. Gets it into Robson, being guarded by Lavender in the post. Lions not doubling. Robson goes to work, kicks it cross court to, I believe, Rogers. It was. He misses the 3. Lavender down with the rebound. Lions go quickly the other way. Sumner commits his 3rd foul of the ball game just 42 seconds into this second half. And I think Elijah Jones will go to the line to shoot a pair, and he will. Jones 2 for 2 in the first half from the free throw line. Jones misses the first. Jones eyes it and makes the second. Gives the Lions a 6-point edge. Lions with a little bit of token pressure here just to slow Bluffton down. They retreat into that 2-3 zone. Turner has it. Looking to get downhill. He dribble handoff with Sumner. Sumner gets to that left hand, lays it up, misses. Collinsworth down with the board. Has it taken away by Robson. Robson lays it up and in. Lions beat the press pretty quickly. Tay has it. Sets up the offense. Gets it off to Brand. Brand to Jones. Jones gets it off to Brand. Brand, nice entry pass to Collinsworth, lays it up and in. Sumner almost committed his fourth foul of the game. Give Luke the 2. Nice entry pass there for Brand. Turner has it, right hand dribble, goes to the crossover, kicks it out to Robson. Robson trying to get downhill on Lavender. Lavender does a great job of forcing him back out. Rogers trying to get downhill on Collinsworth. Collinsworth will foul. So Rogers will go to the line to shoot a pair. Luke's first. Rogers goes to the line to shoot a pair. 0 for 2 in that first half. Makes the first. Rogers trying to pull Bluffton within 4. And he does. Brando inbound. Gets it into Lavender. Lavender in trouble. Gets it to Bate. Bate does a good job of bouncing it off of Rogers there to keep the Lions in possession of the ball. Just 5 seconds on the shot clock here. Matthew Manager's returned to the bench for the Lions. Looks like he's available to go back in for Coach Kerrigan. Get it back to Elijah. Elijah to quick pass to Bate. That'll be a foul on Snelling at the midcourt line. That'll be the second Bluffton foul of this half. First on Snelling. Brand will inbound right in front of his own bench. Gets it to Bate. Lions get it to Collinsworth. Gets it back to Bate. Bate trying to get downhill. Gets it into the big fellow. Kicks it back to Bate. Looking to repost Luke. Jones gets into the paint. Kicks it to the corner. Brand. Nice head fake. Joe steps in. Makes the mid-range jumper. Really good play by the freshman there. Kelvin Turner goes the other way quickly. Lays it up the right hand. Gets a nice roll. Good attack there from Turner. Lavender does a good job of getting it to Bate. Bate almost turns it over right in front of us. Kicks it to Jones, right elbow extended, misses it. Turner down with the rebound for Bluffton. Coach Clark barking out for Turner to go. Sumner turns it over. Great steal by Brand. Does a good job getting it back to Bate. Runs and lays it in for Elijah Jones. Great defense from Brand. First to the floor, won the 50-50 ball, and gets the Lions another bucket. Pushes the lead out to 6. Bluffton working it around the outside. Robson will take the deep 3, misses it. Turner runs it down in the corner, and he takes the contested 3 from the corner. Great box out by Joe Brand. Collinsworth down with the board. Bate off to Lavender. Lavender does a great job after stumbling a little bit with it. Throws it back in off of the Bluffton Beavers. Michael Loftus and Manager check back in for the Lions, as I believe that is Williams checking back in for Bluffton. Bluffton going a little bit bigger here. Robson looks like he'll probably handle the point guard duties. Trying to find Manager in the post. Kicks it back out to Collinsworth. Collinsworth rolls in, gets the post pass, working against Williams. Nice pass cross court to Matt Manager. Manager stays perfect and bangs in another three. Give him 16 points for the game. Rogers trying to get downhill on Collinsworth. Kicks it into Williams. Williams bullies Brand out of the way and lays it up and in. Loftus gets it quickly. Bluffton with the substitution and no true point guard on the floor. A little bit confused to get into their offense. Jones has it. Loftus thinks about the three. Jones gets downhill, lays it up with the right hand and in. Really good play there by Elijah Jones. Little probing dribble, gets downhill, lays it up and in. Lions have stretched their lead to 9. Rogers over to Snelling. Snelling, good head fake. We're going to get a foul on Joe Brand and a media timeout here at the 15:31 mark of the second half here on the Mount St. Joseph Sports Network. All right, we're back here on the floor for the Lions. Jones, Loftus, Brand, Collinsworth, and Menninger for Bluffton. Slusher's checked in to go with Williams, Rogers, Robson, and Snelling. Slusher has it, gets it off to Robson, being guarded by Menninger, three-point line extended. He calling for the screen, tries to get downhill with the right hand, gets it into the spot. Rogers catches, tries to get downhill on Collinsworth, shoots from the free throw line. Nice touch there from Rogers. Lions will inbound. Gets it into Menninger. Menninger puts it on the floor. Gets it to Brand. Gets it up to Loftus. They cross the timeline. Picks it up in a tough spot. Does a good job of throwing it across to Matt Menninger. Menninger puts his head down trying to get to the front of the rim. Kicks it to Brand. Brand with the three. Ooh, misses short. Looked a lot better coming out of Joe's hand that time. Snelling down the board for Bluffton. They go the other way. Trying to cut into the 7-point Lions advantage. Going to get a bump there on Menninger. That'll be his third. Team's third. 14:43 to go. Coach Kerrigan's got a decision to make. Jason Lavender will go in for Matt Menninger. Menninger with 16 points will have to go to the bench. Can't afford to pick up that fourth foul here early in the second half. Snelling shoots the three, misses it long. Loftus tips it. Lavender down with the board. Coach Kerrigan barking out for his team to go. Brand to the corner and Jones. Jones back to Brand. Lavender to Loftus. Looking for Collinsworth in the post. Gets it to him. Collinsworth goes up strong and has it knocked out of his hand by Rogers. Ball stays to the line. 14 left on the shot clock. Brand will inbound under the Lions basket. He'll get it into Luke. Luke gets it off to Jones. Jones dribble handoff with Loftus. Just 10 to play. Gets it into Luke. Luke turns it over. Robson comes up with the steal. Kicks it to Snelling. Snelling gets downhill. Lays it up, misses. Tip up and in by Robson. It's a 5-point game now. Lions quickly break the press this time. Lavender bodied by Williams. No call. Coach Kerrigan barking out orders. Loftus has it between the circles. Gets downhill. Almost turns it over. Back up top to Lavender. Lavender Into Collinsworth. Collinsworth goes quick, lays it up with the right hand and in. Much better to see Luke go quickly there. Instead of waiting for the double, Luke went quick. Bluffton goes the other way. Rogers has it. Top of the key, gets it to Robson. Robson hands it back off to Rogers. Rogers will take the deep three and makes it. It's a good shot from Rogers. Cuts the lead to 4. Lavender has it. Back to Brand. Brand going to be able to cross the timeline. Turns it over. Rogers comes up with the steal in the corner. Bluffton goes the other way. Slusher to Robson. Robson will go straight to the bucket and dunks it. Cuts it to 2. Brand gets it to Loftus. Loftus across court to Jones. Jones downhill. Lays it up and in, plus the foul on Williams. Big play there from Elijah Jones to answer that dunk from Robson. We got the Bluffton crowd really going after that. Quick check-in on the Lions women's game. 73-66 win for the Lions. Opening up conference play, Anaya Murphy with 22. Madison Drummonds had 16. Couple of subs here. Layfield checks in for Bluffton. Lions will stay the same way as Jones knocks in the 3. Actually, I'm sorry, Braden Miller checked in for the Lions. Snelling has it. Gets it across to Rogers. Lions drop into the zone. Snelling to Slusher. Rogers to Snelling. Snelling takes the deep 3. Misses it. Layfield comes up with a one-handed rebound. Snelling goes up, lays it in. Contested by Miller. Good job there by Snelling. Lions break the press. Lavender had numbers if he wanted it. Wisely waits. Goes in with the bump. Lays it up with the right hand. Misses. Williams comes down with the rebound. Bluffton has it back. Down by 3. Three-pointer will tie it. Rogers gets downhill. Lays it up with the right hand. Misses, but it's fouled. Lions are very discombobulated right now. This media timeout could not come at a better time for Coach Kerrigan and his Lions. We head to the media timeout. Mount leading 55-52 here on the MSJ Sports Network. Some changes out there for the Lions as Josh Batey and Matthew Menninger have entered the game. Looks like the same 5 out there for Bluffton as Rogers steps to the line to shoot a pair. Rogers 2 for 4 in the game from the free throw line. Makes the first. 2-point game here. Lions got to settle in. Misses the front end or the back end. Lions will maintain that 2-point lead. Batey gets it across. Collinsworth has it top of the key. Throws it into Menninger. Menninger goes to work on Snelling. Menninger goes up with a shot and he's fouled by Snelling. That'll be Snelling's second. Team 4th on the Beavers. Menninger will shoot a pair. Manager makes the first. Now he's 3 for 3 from the line in this ball game. Misses the second. Snelling comes down with the board. Manager's first miss of the ball game. Lions hold a narrow 3-point lead. Rogers handling the ball, trying to isolate on Collinsworth. He's going to pull up from deep and make the two. Coach Clark is looking at that as a bit of a mismatch right now. Lions will break the pressure. Pate has it. Coach Kerrigan calls out a play. Jones gets downhill, little stop, lays it up, and in really good play from the freshman. That's a veteran move. When I play basketball, we call that old man game. Lions are in a zone. Slusher shoots the deep three, misses it short. Great box out for Manager. Pate comes down with the board, rushes the other way. Jones is alone on this side of the floor, trying to throw it in. It's tipped away, but Layfield steps on the line. The Lions will retain possession. Shot clock's at 26. Loftus throws it way back into the backcourt for Bate. Bate has it. Brings it into the front court. Gets it to Collinsworth at the elbow. Collinsworth hands it off to Bate. Bate goes in, lays it up with the right hand, and good. Good little spurt here from Lions to bounce back after Bluffton got to within 2. Lions stay in that 2-3 zone. Snelling gets it to Williams. Williams will shoot the 3 in the corner. Misses it. Jones comes down with it. Lions doing a good job of forcing Bluffton. There's a foul on Snelling as Jones tried to go to the step through. They're going to force Bluffton to beat them from the 3-point line here with that 2-3 zone. Snelling's third, team's 5th. Robson checks back in, and so does Turner. It's not a shooting foul. No continuation at the college level like there is in the NBA, because in the NBA he's definitely shooting free throws. Collinsworth gets the inbound, gets it off the Manager, hands it off to Loftus. Loftus thought about going to the 3, gets it to the big fella. Big fella quickly back to Loftus. Loftus with the head fake, gets it into a difficult spot. Jones has it back to Loftus. Loftus with the 3. Bang! Michael Loftus pushes the Lions back up by 8. Bluffton comes the other way. Slusher gets to the corner and Snelling. Snelling goes straight to the rim, lays it up. Robson tries to go with the tip. Collinsworth comes down with that rebound. Loftus goes quickly. Gets all the way to the front of the rim, lays it up, contested. Miss. Slusher down with the board for Bluffton. Bluffton the other way. Robson going to work on Collinsworth. Collinsworth, good contest. Robson misses the layup. Pate has it back to Loftus. Loftus to Collinsworth, top of the key. Goes dribble handoff with Manager. Manager gets into the paint with the bump and misses the floater. Robson gets called for the foul. That's his second, team 6th here at the 8:58 mark of the second half. So Manager will shoot a pair. Manager game high 17 points, 6 of 6 from the field goal. 2 for 2 from 3 and 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Need these, Matt. Makes the first. Big shot for Matt. Pushes the Lions out by 9. Manager rolls the second one out. Williams comes down with the board for Bluffton. Coach Kerrigan barking out 2. That is the Lions signal to play zone. Turner thinks about the deep 3. Rogers over to Slusher. Good job in his zone for the Lions. Rogers has the top of the key, shoots the 3, and he bangs it in. The big fella makes a 3. Give him 19 in the ball game. Lions come the other way. Elijah Jones throws it up the floor to Bate. Gets it across the timeline. Lions settle in. Bate has it between the circles. Left-hand dribble being guarded by Williams. Williams doing a good job to keep Bate in front of him. Loftus getting downhill on Slusher. Gets in the paint. Nice little floater from Mike Loftus. Give Loftus 9 in the ball game. Turner with the three. Bangs it in. That kid is capable of getting hot really, really quickly. Back to a 5-point game. We're going to have a jump ball in the backcourt and a media timeout. Lions will retain possession coming out of the media timeout. Hopefully Matt's not hurt. And he is coming up a little bit ginger. So coming out of this media timeout, Lions will have the ball up 5 at the 7:52 mark. Coming out of this timeout, the Lions will have just 5 seconds to get it across the timeline because of the spot where the trap and the jump ball happened. Coach Kerrigan asking if the shot clock is right, and I think he's probably right. There's no way it took 5 seconds. Go baseball pass. Jones is not going to be able to run it down. Bluffton will get it on the turnover. That'll go down as a turnover in the backcourt for the Lions, but it'll give Bluffton just 20 seconds on the shot clock because of where the turnover took place. They get it into Slusher. Slusher is guarded by Loftus. Rogers now has it. They're going ISO. Rogers trying to get downhill on Collinsworth. Uses a little bit of elbow to get some space. Williams down with the board. He goes up and lays it in. We're down to a 3-point game. Bluffton just will not go away in this ball game. Loftus has it, gets it to Jones. Jones to Bate in the middle. Bate to Menninger. Menninger back to Jones. Jones with the trail three. Misses it. It goes off the top of the backboard. And that'll go down as a team rebound for Bluffton. Lions back in their man-to-man defense. A little surprised Coach Kerrigan's going away from the zone there. Rogers has it. Slusher around a screen from Rogers. Thinks about the three. Gets it off to Williams. Williams left-hand dribble. Got a bit of a mismatch on Loftus. He steps in and lays it in with the left hand. It's a 1-point lead. Bate quickly breaks the thing. Cross-court pass to Collinsworth. Collinsworth is fouled on his way to the basket, not called. Rogers down with the board. Bluffton goes the other way. Robson has it between the circles. Right-hand dribble. Being guarded by Menninger. Gets it into Williams. Williams being guarded by Jones. Goes to that left hand. Lays it up and in. And Bluffton has regained the lead. Their first lead since the 9:41 mark of the first half. Coach Kerrigan goes the 5 up. Collinsworth has it between the circles. Hand off to Menninger. Menninger thinks about the three. Back to Collinsworth. Collinsworth dribble handoff with Loftus. Loftus thinks about the three himself. Manager will shoot the three. Bang! Matthew Manager! His third three of the ball game. Give him 21 points. Robson gets it off to Williams. It's almost stolen by Loftus. Elijah Jones on the scramble, tips it out of bounds. Couple of subs. Sumner comes back in for Bluffton. Brand back in for the Lions. Sumner with those three fouls. Bluffton with two players with three, Snelling and Sumner. Lions just Menninger has three. Team fouls are 6-4. Bluffton with 6, Lions with 4 here in the second half. The next foul, Lions will be shooting the 1-and-1. Bluffton has a few to go to be shooting. Slusher taking his time, trying to get in a switch. Williams on Brand. Puts his shoulder down, trying to go. We're going to have an offensive foul on Williams. That's a great play from the freshman, Joe Brand. He's hurting a little bit from that. Williams not happy with the call. Coach Clark not happy with the call. It's the team's 7th foul. From here on out, the Lions will be shooting free throws. Gets it into Menninger. Menninger back to Brand. Brand thinks about throwing it over the top of the table, gets to Menninger, gets it to Jones. Jones had an opportunity to get downhill, pass it up. Brand will, lays it up and in. No foul, a lot of contact, but no foul. Big play by Joe Brand, 2 in a row. Gets the offensive foul on Williams, then goes to the bucket and lays it in. Lions stretch their lead back to 4. KT, Kelvin Turner, KT's what we called him when he was here. He misses the three, goes over the backboard. Lions will get the ball back. Good 5-0 run from the Lions after Bluffton took the quick lead. Lions inbound to Menninger. Menninger back to Brand. Brand with a little bit of space. He picks it up in a bad spot, gets it to Jones. Jones crosses the timeline with 2 seconds to spare. Collinsworth will go to the top of the key. Jones being guarded by Turner. Collinsworth looks for Jones on the back door, gets it off to Brand. They'll roll it into Collinsworth. Collinsworth cross court to Jones. Really good pass. Jones passes up 3, gets to Bate, top of the key. Bang! Josh Bate! Big shot from Josh Bate. Lions back up 7 with 4:20 to play here in the game. Robson shoots the contested mid-range jumper, misses. Brand comes down with it. Robson's hurting. Bate goes the other way, and we have a foul on, I believe, Slusher. Robson, I think, cramped on that shot, holding that right calf. Bate will be going to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Snelling, Layfield, and Rogers check back in for the for Bluffton as Robson, Turner, and Slusher take a break. Bate will go to the line shooting a 1-and-1 here. Makes the first. Big shot there from Josh. You have an opportunity to score with the clock not moving. You have to do it if you're the Mount. Bate has it back. Misses the second. Sumner down with the board. Sumner gets it off to Layfield. A little bit of a switch. Sumner will shoot the contested 3. Good closeout from Collinsworth. Bate comes down with the rebound. Lions go the other way with an 8-point advantage. We are under 4 minutes to play. Bate tries to make an entry pass to Collinsworth. Luke does a good job of coming up with the loose ball. Menninger to Bate. Bate steps on the sideline. We have our under 4-minute media timeout. Lions lead by 8 here on the Mount St. Joseph Sports Network. So after the media timeout, Robson's back in for the for Bluffton. Got a little man-to-man pressure for the Lions here. Snelling handling the point guard duties. Gets it up the floor and across the timeline with 24 on the shot clock. Around a screen from Robson. Robson trying to get into the front of the rim. And he's blocked again by Menninger. And Menninger blocked it off of Robson. Lions wanted that ball back. I think they might have been correct in their assumption that it should have been white ball here. But Bluffton retains. Robson will inbound it. Gets it off to Sumner. Sumner to Williams. Williams giving Coach Clark really good minutes. We'll have a foul, I believe, on Elijah Jones. Looked like more of a slip, but Williams will get the foul. Not a shooting foul. That's Jones's first, team's fifth. Scott. Robson gets it into Sumner again. Sumner thinks about the three. Goes a little bit of a Euro step, lays it up and in on Collinsworth. Menninger has it in the corner. Back to Brand. Brand has it knocked away with just 2 seconds to get it across the timeline. Lions get it across. Wise pass from Brand to Jones. Brand goes to the rim. He's blocked by Layfield at the rim. Lions will retain possession. Have the ball inbounding underneath their own basket. Nursing a 6-point lead. Get it into Collinsworth. Collinsworth rolls it into Menninger. Menninger, great job to pick it up. Jones to Collinsworth. Collinsworth straight on three. Misses it. Robson down with the board for Bluffton. Luke having a rough night shooting the basketball. Snelling has it. A lot of iso ball. Joe Brand takes it away. Joe almost loses it. Does a great job of going back to get it and not turning it back over in the backcourt. Off to Collinsworth. Lions will milk a little bit of clock here, I think. Sumner. Rogers knocks it away from Luke. Off of Luke, out of bounds. Lions barking out orders as Coach Kerrigan. Kelvin Turner brings it across for Bluffton. Gets it off to Williams. Williams to Rogers. Gets it off to Snelling. Snelling around a couple of screens. Gets to the front of the rim. Lays it up with the left hand. Lead down to 4. Menninger gets it back to Brand. Brand picks it up in a tough spot. Gets it off to Jones. Jones gets it across the timeline. Wisely brings it back. Around a screen from Collinsworth. Off to Menninger. Back to Jones. Back to Brand. Rolls it into Luke. Luke to Bate cross court. Nice head fake from Josh. Josh gets downhill. We got an offensive foul on Bate. That's the 6th on the team and the 2nd on Josh. We got a timeout, Bluffton. We'll be back here, full timeout here on the Mount St. Joseph Sports Network. All right, we're back here. Lavender is checked in for the Lions as Collinsworth takes a seat. Bluffton with the same 5 on the floor. Good ball game. A little bit of a reset. 18 fouls on Bluffton, so the Lions are in the 1-and-1. The next foul will put Bluffton in the 1-1. Turner takes a contested deep 3. Jones had the rebound. Snelling comes down with it, gets it off to Williams, and we have a 2-point ball game. Lions get a miss, but unable to secure the defensive rebound. Jones back to Brand. Brand to Jones. Lions will get it across the timeline. Got to find a bucket here. Look for Matthew Menninger and those 21 points. Lavender has it. Looking in for Menninger. Gets it to him. Menninger back to Lavender. Lavender with the 3. Rims out. Joe Brand takes the rebound away from Rogers. Great job by Joe Brand. So we're resetting the shot clock to 27. Sumner will check in for Bluffton, I think. No, they're not going to let the sub. So Coach Kerrigan's having a conversation with the officials as Brandon inbounds it right in front of the bench. Lavender gets it. Strong with the basketball. Lavender picks it up in a bad spot. Coach Kerrigan calls his timeout to bail his team out of a tough spot and to get Luke Collinsworth back on the floor. So with 21 on the shot clock, 47 on the game clock, we'll step away again here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have been treated to a fantastic ball game here as we're 47 seconds left. Lions have possession. Possession arrow favors Bluffton if there were to be a tie-up. Lions are in the bonus. Actually, both teams are now in the bonus, and we'll shoot 1-and-1 on any foul. Lions need a bucket here in the worst way. Brand gets it into Bate in the backcourt. 45 on the shot clock. Collinsworth, top of the key. Rips through, gets it off to Josh. Josh to Jones. Looking for Luke. Unable to get it to him. 6 on the shot clock. Jones will have to get downhill. Beats Rogers. Little floater. Nice shot, Elijah Jones. Big shot from Elijah. Gives the Lions a 4-point advantage. Shot clock will be turned off here. It's just a 30-second timeout. Lavender checks back in. 27.8 on the game clock. I'll be right back here. All right, 27.8, 4-point lead for the Lions. Can't foul. Bluffton's going to try to go quickly. I would assume they're going to try to get something going to the rim quickly, hope for a foul, and try to prolong this ball game by putting the Lions at the free throw line. Rogers will inbound to Turner. Lions with a little token pressure to slow the ball down just a little bit. 23 on the clock. Turner around a screen from Snelling. Snelling gets it. Being guarded by Jones. Snelling pushes off. Big offensive foul there on Snelling, drawn by Elijah Jones. Sumner will check back in for Bluffton. Snelling is his 4th foul. So Bluffton's going to try to trap once here and then a quick foul. That's what we're looking at. Bluffton will try to trap the ball once, get a quick steal. If they don't, they'll foul. Brand has it in the corner, and he is fouled. Joe Brand will go to the line shooting a 1-and-1. The Lions leading by 4 with 12.9 on the clock. A pair of free throws here makes this a big advantage for the Lions. We're going to attempt to bring you some post-game interviews from our interview room after this ball game, so please stick around. We'll go away for a few minutes. You'll see the live stream, and then we'll come back with some interviews. It's our first time trying it this year, so we'll hope it works. We'll try to bring it to you. Brand misses the first. My apologies. That was the 10th foul on Bluffton, not the 9th. So Brand does get 2. Bluffton still has 2 timeouts. The Lions just 1. Couple of subs for Bluffton. Slusher comes in. So they got Turner, Slusher on the floor. Both can shoot it. As Brand bangs in the second one, give the Lions a 5-point lead. Slusher rushed it up the floor, gets it to Robson. Robson gets to the line, lays it up and in. Quick timeout for Coach Clark and the Bluffton Beavers. Just a 30-second timeout, so we'll remain here. Coach Kerrigan asking his team who's guarding 5. As Layfield checks in for Bluffton. It's going to be another quick foul from Bluffton. Don't even know if you got time to trap once here anymore if you're Bluffton. You got to foul almost instantly and hope for a couple of misses. Lions have good free throw shooters on the floor. Brand, Jones, Bate, Menninger, Lavender, all solid free throw shooters. Menninger or Brand would be the go-to, but Brand's going to be the trigger man. They're going to probably try to get into Brand. They're going to switch to a little more man-to-man defense here if you're for Bluffton. Lions take their final timeout of the ball game as they were unable to get it in, and we're facing a 5-second violation. It's going to be another 30-second timeout. So there have been 7. Bluffton has led 7 times. The Lions have led 7 times. This game's been tied up 5 times. The last lead for Bluffton was a 67-66 advantage at the 6:23 mark of the second half, and the Lions currently hold the lead. Their largest lead in this game was 9 points at the 8:58 mark of the second half. Bluffton's largest lead was way back in the first half at the 12:08 mark when they led by 6. Matthew Menninger's the big story in this one with his 21 points. Elijah Jones adding 19. Lions shooting 70% from the free throw line. They need a couple of more. They got to get it inbounded here. Bluffton's been trapping this whole game. Ball's tipped away. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Bluffton's asking for a review of that. I believe it can be reviewed. Not sure if you'll be able to see it from our one-camera view. Bluffton's going to call a timeout, their last, and they'll review it. So we'll have a review here. Bluffton has to use a timeout if they don't get it. Officials are looking at this on the replay. This is our first coaches called replay in history here. So Lions with the 3-point lead, 6.5 seconds left to go. Reviewing a potential big call here. If Bluffton does get it, it'll cost them their last timeout. If they do get it, they will have the ball with a shot to tie it at the horn. If they don't get it, it will be, again, a charge timeout. It's interesting. Coach Kerrigan and I worked through all of these different scenarios just yesterday in his office, trying to figure out what we could and couldn't challenge. So after the review, Lions will retain the ball. Bluffton is now out of timeouts. All you got to do is get it in. They do get it in. Bate is fouled with 4.4 on the clock. Should he make just one of these, it should be the ball game for the Lions. Bate will have a pair. We're having a conversation about somebody fouling out. Nobody fouled out. It's only the fourth. Bate will shoot a pair. Bate will be at the line with a pair. This game has really gotten out of whack here in the last seconds. Bate misses the first. A lot of miscommunications here with the officials and the coaches. What do you expect from the opener of conference play? Bate steps to the line, makes the second, gives the Lions a 4-point advantage. Bluffton gets it in. Layfield pulls up from three, makes it. And they're going to check and see if there's any time left. The officials are going to review and see if there's any time left. But as of right now, the three-pointer is good. The three-pointer is good, so it's 79-78 in favor of the Lions. Well, we'll be able to find out here quickly if there was any time left on the clock when the ball went through the basket. If there is, it is minuscule at best. My guess is 0.5, 0.6 at most. I'm trying to check the replay myself, but I can't tell. Trying to check. Assume everybody out there is probably reviewing this themselves, backing it up and checking. It's going to be a little hard to see as you can't see the lights on the backboard, I don't think, as it goes in. There's going to be a little bit of time. It's a matter of how much. Looks like 0.3. 0.3 on the clock as it goes through, which is technically not enough for a possession. So all the Lions have to do is inbound it, touch it, and it's the ball game. So there's 0.3 on the game clock. 0.3 on the game clock. The only thing the Lions can't do is turn it over here under their own basket. But any touch, technically, it has to be put up on the initial touch. There's almost just enough time for a tip in. The Lions will inbound with 0.3 on the clock. Bluffton will that's it. Good inbound to Lavender at half court. Great play by Brand. Lions will escape with the 1-point victory here at the Harrington Center. Again, we will try to bring you some interviews here. We're going to try to get Matthew Menninger, maybe Elijah Jones, and we'll be back here in a few minutes on the Mount St. Joseph Sports Network.
Thank you.
Matt, let's start with you, man. A little bit unconscious today, dude. Didn't miss a field goal, I don't think. Have you ever had a run like that on a basketball floor?
Not missing a field goal.
Yeah, like you ever felt like that shooting the basketball?
I did it a couple times in high school.
You guys only shot it like 4 times in
Yeah.
high school.
No, I know.
So, what's it mean? Obviously, it's been a little lean these last couple years. You got guys like this, and Joe and Mike that came in this year, and have given you guys a big lift.
Yeah.
You're sitting at 5-3, 1-0 in the conference.
Yeah.
And looking at like a different basketball team. What has this group meant to you guys as upperclassmen?
I mean, they've meant everything. They're just as big as part of this team as us upperclassmen are. They're really aggressive, just fearless out there, and that's really what we needed with the guys that we lost last year.
Elijah, kind of the same question. Is that part of your game? Like, do you want to be that guy that's kind of that lightning rod scorer that can go get a big bucket, that can bang in a shot? Is that something you want to be?
Yeah, so last year they didn't have too many scorers that would step up and take the opportunity. So I feel like us freshmen could help the team the most by helping them score and also dishing the rock so they could score more.
Yeah, you guys shared it really well tonight too. It seemed like a lot of times you made the extra pass. Matt, you didn't miss a shot. You didn't force anything, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, that game came down to the wire. It was a crazy one. What kind of lift can that type of game give you guys as you go further into the conference season? Matt, let's start with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's big. Just the experience with that as we get deeper into conference. I've been here. This is my 3rd year now, and I mean, there's a lot of games that are like this close in the conference. Everybody plays their hardest. So, I mean, it's good to get that one under our belt now so we have the experience for the future.
Elijah, kind of a similar question, but was it a little different tonight being a conference game, right? You played in the 7 non-conference games where teams don't know you as well as what you'll see week in and week out in HCAC play. Did you feel a different level of intensity in this ball game?
Yeah, you could tell everybody was competing and being tough out there, making sure they wanted to win this conference game because this really puts you in the standings, make sure you got a good conference play, win big.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to ask you, especially as a guard who handles the ball, they pressed the whole time. You guys at times did really well with the press. Do you think that is something you'll see going forward after Bluffton? People see this tape. Do you think people are going to press you guys more?
Yeah, I think they will, but what we learned from this game is how to beat it and how to just stay connected and make sure we're all playing together. That way we could beat the press easily and get layups.
Matt, last question.
Yeah.
Talking about that press, how
Yeah.
nice is it for you guys? We went from a year last year where we basically had one ball-dominant guard. Willard had almost beat that press by himself.
Yeah.
But you go out there and you've got, whether it's Elijah, Joe, and Josh, Joe, Josh, and Mike.
Yeah.
You've got 3 or 4 guys that can always handle the rock and handle that pressure. How much does that help you guys as wing players?
That's huge for us because, our job is to flash now and get the ball, but then when we get double, we can give it to a guard, and we know that this guard is, Elijah, Joe, Mike, Josh, whoever it is going to take care of the ball for us and get it across for us. So,
Guys, congratulations on a big win. We'll see you again on Saturday.
thank you.